Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Mindful Marathon Conversations. I'm your host, Dr. Michelle Quirk. I'm a pediatrician and a run coach and the founder of Mindful Marathon, where I help make running easy and fun for busy professionals. And today I have a very special guest with me. I have Dr. Robyn Alley-Hay with me. Dr. Robyn, say hi to everybody and maybe introduce yourself here.
Hi, I'm Robyn Alley-Hay. I'm a retired OBGYN who now does physician coaching full time. So
Yeah.
Michelle asked me to be on here, so here I am, Michelle.
Here you are. And we've been trying to make this happen for a couple of months, so it's really a treat to finally catch up with you.
Oh, thank
Um, so Dr. Robyn recently wrote a book, and I read the book. I loved the book. Maybe tell us a little bit about the origin story of the book, and then we can talk about it a little bit more.
Sure. Let's see. I started writing like 3 years ago. I started writing this book, and I don't know, it was kind of like I was writing to my clients. They were kind of like combination of that coaching and love letters, to my colleagues that are still in medicine. Um, I know myself, I have a burnout story. I have a couple burnout stories, right? So I wanted to contribute to the burnout literature and look at it a different way. Um, so it's called Meditations for Women Physicians and Others Who Do Too Much. Oh, look at you. That's great. That's great. So, I mean, it really is kind of love letters and just wisdoms. I say in my book, I've had depression. And so I've been through therapy and I've been through coaching now, and you don't go through all that without gaining some wisdom. So that's where it came from.
Yeah, and I think I love that it's written in a way that there are like very inspiring quotes and poems and things before the passage on the particular meditation or topic. And there's also an index in the back. So if you are looking for inspiration in a certain category, you can actually just page through in the index. So I love that too.
Yeah. Like, what kind of day is it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it's been, after I read it, it's been on my bookshelf back there, but I'm thinking a better place for it would be on my desk at work, actually.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it really is meant to like just one at a time and think about, the topic.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
it's designed, really. So it's a good, like, on your desk somewhere just to grab a few seconds of um, wisdom, or, just stopping in your day to
Yeah.
think about things. Yeah.
We were talking beforehand. So both of us, we work with a lot of physicians. A lot of my runners are physicians, but also just, a lot of very, I would say, type A people, a lot of perfectionists. And I think, we were chatting. I asked Robyn if she might read a passage for us. And one of my favorites is on what she talks about perfectionism. So maybe we'll go with that.
Okay. You want me to read now?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. All right. Well, the quotation: "Have no fear of perfection. You'll never reach it." Marie Curie, Madame Curie. What drives you? If you are someone addicted to work and busyness, you are probably addicted to perfection. We can't really become ourselves until we give up being perfect. Besides, as Madame Curie said, you'll never reach it. So it is a self-perpetuating cycle. If I'm trying to be perfect and earn my worthiness and approval, I am doomed to always be on the hamster wheel of life. Besides, trying to look perfectly, act perfectly, perform perfectly, and live perfectly is exhausting. When we don't meet our mark of perfection, shame is lurking there to separate us from a vibrant life and our loved ones. Shame tells us that because we are not perfect, we are not worthy. We must earn love and acceptance. Researchers also tell us that perfectionism limits success. Good enoughness wins over perfection. We will fail, make mistakes, and disappoint others. Acceptance of imperfection is necessary to be human and experience life fully. Today I am worthy. I deserve love as I am. I don't have to strive so hard. I can let good enoughness carry the day.
Thank you.
You're
It's
welcome.
beautiful.
Oh, thank you. We had a hard time coming up with one to just like, just tell me one.
Yeah, it's hard to pick a favorite in here, and we can kind of connect all of them to, yeah, life in medicine or just life in general. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think, part of this is our training and, what we go through to get where we are. But then it's very hard to let go of those patterns and those habits.
Right. That's the coaching.
Yeah,
Sure. I
yeah.
mean, it really is, you have to slow down in order to even get an idea of where you're too busy. And
Hmm.
that's really hard for us to do.
Yeah. I think that um, when I started running, way before coaching, but when I started running, I took all of those habits from medicine into that sport. And the idea, it feels good to me to follow a training plan, right? Like this is what you do to be able to run this race. But I remember, especially training for a marathon, which is a long period of time and investment of, time and resources and things like that. But if I would miss a run or cut one short, something like that, like I would have a lot of, I would say all or none thinking, where it's like, oh, I cut this long run short, there's no way I'm going to be able to run the race. And I remember being really anxious about that. And then going toward all of those things you said about shame and failure, like what does it mean if I don't end up running this race, right? And like how is that in terms of my identity as a runner? But it's taken me a long time to unpack all of that. And when I
Right.
work with newer runners, we always joke like you have to slow down before you can speed up. And I think that's the same the same principle.
That's very wise. I mean, and I would think running can become meditative in um, your time for yourself. That's what I hear you
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
and for a lot of people, that's a lot easier than sitting down and meditating.
Yeah.
Like keep busy, your body's moving, but yeah, you can.
It's a moving meditation.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah, but in order to get to that spot, really, yeah, I had to slow down and learn what it meant to run like truly easy, like truly a jog, truly
Right,
something that wasn't taxing. And there's a place for that. And there's a place to go hard and run races and try to be faster if you want to be. But for regular exercise and for most of the people I work with, we want to enjoy the process, enjoy nature,
right.
and learn a little bit about ourselves in the process.
Oh, it sounds like, I mean, a lot of benefits.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it took a lot to like go against. I mean, I'd always, in my practice, I'd always been kind of on the skinny branches as far as not doing surgery, not doing C-sections, like trying to do things as naturally as possible. And
Hmm.
it's taken a while for me to embrace my woo, I would say, you know, like I
Yeah.
didn't want to be, I guess I just didn't want to be judged or, there's a standards of care that you do, but
Hmm.
there's a lot of difference in practitioners. So I was always one of those that tried not to do, tried to be as do no harm. And
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
And as we go along, I mean, I see that we don't have all of the answers. Like
yeah,
certainly feels that way sometimes in medical school and residency and in training that we have answers for a lot of things, but sometimes we don't yet.
Well, and the other thing is just putting your hand on somebody, whether it's on their knee or, on the back as I'm starting to do an exam, like that was healing
Mhm.
for so many people. And just being listened to, like that's such a gift that we can give our patients.
Yeah.
And I know that's part of the frustration with the way medicine is going right now. Uh,
Mhm.
it's against, um, it's against values to be in such a rush that I can see why people are burning out and kind of unhappy with the way medicine is in a lot of places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So often I feel like I'm just only able to scratch the surface, really. I mean, the nice part of working in primary care is that I can see the kids back
Right.
over time. So we
Right.
can address things over time. But yeah, in a 15-minute visit, there's only so many things we can talk about. And I always feel like I'm hitting the highlights, but
Right.
there's so much more beneath the surface.
Yeah, for sure. And sometimes that doesn't even need to be vocalized. It just needs to be, uh,
Mhm.
what do you want to say, just heard.
Yeah.
We can hear people in a really short period of time if
Mhm.
we tune in and bring our presence. People feel that. They really do.
Yeah. And I love taking care of kids, especially like the kindergarten age group, but I do get a lot of hugs. Like
Oh, yeah.
I do love that. And like having toddlers come over and like hug my leg and want to sit in my lap, like that is something that yeah, that I don't want to give up.
Right. Well, and that's what I miss about my practice is like the toddlers coming in with their moms. It's
Mhm.
like I miss those guys.
Yeah.
I can see that. There's a lot of that we gain too when we're present with our patients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, I was not a regular meditator until maybe about 2 years ago. And that I really think that the combination of that and my running practice, like that has really helped me to be more present while I'm at work.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I've been meditating for a while, and I always tell people, 5 minutes a day, just start there, start
Mhm.
somewhere.
Yep.
I'm going on a longer practice now, and I can't believe the difference it's making. It's 20 minutes and it's mindfulness type meditation where you just
Mhm.
kind of have your eyes downward cast and you sit there and focus on your breath. And I thought, how am I going to sit still? How am I going to sit still? But the longer I do it, the more I find I can focus and the more present I can be in the present moment. So,
Yeah. I started with maybe 5, 10 minutes a day. It's the
yeah,
same way I started running, and I always tell people that. And sometimes they're like, huh, 5 minutes, what's that going to do? But it's a place to start.
it's a
And
place to start.
you can be a little bit more consistent about working that into your schedule than saying, like, well, I'm going to take 30 minutes,
Right,
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
right. Well, even the Dalai Lama says 10 minutes, just start with 10 minutes.
Mhm.
So he's
Yeah,
pretty good authority on meditation. So
agreed. Yeah, but I definitely notice the difference. And I'm a much calmer person.
yeah, I mean, I can see that in my daily life too. I guess what I'm noticing most is the focus and the energy, you know,
Mhm.
and maybe
Yeah.
spring is helping that too. Just like all your runners are going to be getting out in spring weather now.
Yeah, we had a pretty mild winter here this year. I can't complain too much. The Philly winter wasn't too bad, just a few really cold days, but we didn't have like a huge snowstorm or anything, which
I
was
know
nice.
where California, different matter.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think there's always a little bit of a pep in everyone's step as spring comes comes around when we change the clocks. So
yeah, yeah. For me, that's a big thing. It's a big thing.
yeah, yeah. Maybe tell everybody where they can find you and where we can buy the book.
Oh, well, of course. Well, you can find me at dralley-hay.com. That's a bowling alley and a bale of hay, dralley-hay.com. com. And my book is called Meditations for Women Physicians and Others Who Do Too Much. And that's available on Amazon. So yeah, and I hope everybody that purchases a book and reads it gets something from it. And like I say in my introduction, it's like take what you need and throw away the rest, because we're all different and different things speak to us. So
Yeah. And
yeah,
it's very readable, and the passages are short that you could even do like one a day kind of thing.
yeah,
That's what I really love about it too.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, yeah. Thank you so much for joining us, and thanks for reading a passage.
You're welcome. That was the first time I've done that. I
I
feel like
feel,
I'm an author now.
I know, I was like, oh my goodness, I have an author on. I can ask her to read a passage.
It's
This is
funny.
amazing. Well, I'm so happy to know you, and I'm looking forward, hopefully, to seeing you in the fall.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Okay. All
All right.
right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode. If you liked it, please subscribe and share it with a friend. And if you are a newer runner or a runner who hasn't run in a while and you're looking to get back into the sport, you can find out how to work with me over on my website, which is mindful-marathon.com. See you on the next episode.